सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा,
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
शील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी,
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे,
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे, परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर, शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
चल रथ ले हम चले, सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले, ध्येय ज्योति नित जले, ध्येय ज्योति नित जले।
योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी। बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायकु फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर। जय कपीसति लोक उजागर। राम दूत अतुलित बल धामा। अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी। कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा। कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे। कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन। तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर। राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया। राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा। विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे। रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए। श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई। तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे। अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा। नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते। कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा। राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना। लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु। लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि। जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हाँकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
जय श्री कृष्णा। यदि आप जूम मीटिंग में चैट नोटिफिकेशन को ऑफ करना चाहते हैं तो सबसे पहले आपको चैट ऑप्शन पर क्लिक करना है। उसके पश्चात आपको इन 3 बिंदुओं पर क्लिक करना है। टर्न ऑफ नोटिफिकेशंस इस पर क्लिक करना है और यहाँ आपको म्यूट पर दबाकर इन चैट्स को ऑफ कर देना है। इसके पश्चात आपको चैट नोटिफिकेशंस नहीं आएंगे। जय श्री कृष्णा।
Jai Shri Krishna to every seeker, every awakened soul whose heart is a temple for the divine. Today we gather on this sacred ground where the air itself seems to be woven with the threads of devotion and wisdom. The gentle current of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā flows here, nourishing every seeking spirit. With hearts overflowing, we bow before the boundless grace of Yogeshwar Bhagavan Shri Krishna, the supreme conductor of cosmic harmony, and our guiding star, Param Pujya Swamiji Shri Govinda Dev Giri Ji Maharaj, whose very presence bathes this assembly in divine light. On behalf of Gita Pariwar, I, Manasvi Sharma, extend an heartfelt embrace to each and every one of you, luminous voyagers on the path of truth, gathered beneath the auspicious canopy of the first half of the 3rd chapter. As Bhagavan Shri Krishna says in the Shloka 7.3 of Bhagavad Gita, among thousands of people, hardly one strives for perfection, and among perfectionists, one rarely knows in essence. May this moment be a sacred pause in the symphony of your life, a blessed opportunity to move closer to that truth. During the deliberation session, if you encounter any technical issue, please refer to the following suggestions. If no sound, plug in headphones or increase the volume on your phone or computer. If the chat box is blinking repeatedly, mute it by pressing the bell icon on the top right corner. If voice is breaking up, Kindly check your internet connection and if possible, use Wi-Fi instead of mobile data. Alternatively, move to a window, rooftop or any open area. If screen is not visible, kindly click on Start Video in Zoom. If screen is blurry, this happens when the internet speed is low. Please try changing your network. If Zoom is disconnecting repeatedly, the session can also be viewed via the YouTube link. If Zoom closes unexpectedly, kindly rejoin using the same meeting link. Let us now, with unified breath, weave a prayer, a melody of universal being, a heartfelt yearning for peace to ripple through every atom of creation. For this sacred offering, we invite a voice imbued with the essence of devotion. Anuradha Sahu Didi from Mumbai. Didi joined Gita Pariwar in August 2021 and serves with devotion as a core trainer. And Didi is a part of the translation team and Vivachan writing team. Didi, may the nectar of your prayer transform this space into an ocean of profound adoration for Bhagavan. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi, thanks a lot. Vasudevasutan devam kamsa chanuramardanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagatgurum Shri Krishnam vande jagatgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Didi, your prayer has not merely touched but purified the very well springs of our hearts. We are eternally bound by this moment of grace. Thank you. And now, to kindle the sacred fire of knowledge, we embark upon the deep Prajwalan. In the Sanatan Sanskriti, the Deepak is more than just a flame. It's a whisper from eternity, an embodiment of radiant knowledge, vibrant light and boundless positivity. Just as light banishes the deepest night, so too can the flame of wisdom and goodwill dispel the shadows of ignorance and negativity that may cloud our inner skies. For this sacred act, we cordially invite Priya Deshmukh Didi from Maharashtra. Didi joined Gita Pariwar in January 2021 and serves with devotion as a core trainer. Shri Krishna Didi.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृताम् कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Didi, from the depths of my being, I thank you for adorning this sacred space with the divine light. Before moving on towards the most essential part of the session, I'd like to mention that kindly share the Vivachan link with your family and friends so that they may also receive the unmatched benefits of reading Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And now, the moment for which our souls have yearned, the very heart of our gathering, to partake of the ambrosial words of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, to guide us into the sacred Ganga of knowledge, I respectfully and with utmost humility invite our most esteemed and senior trainer, Shraddha ji Raodeo Didi, a beacon of wisdom, her spirit a vessel of unwavering devotion. As a cherished disciple of Swamiji, her spiritual journey has blossomed like a sacred garden. Blessed by Pujya Swamiji himself, she holds the esteemed title of the President of Gita Pariwar, Hyderabad. Her dedication to spiritual education is extensive. Didi has been passionately teaching Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā and working for Bal Sanskar for over a decade, imparting Hindu scriptural knowledge and patriotic values to children. She has been a pioneer in her field, guiding inmates to memorize 12 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita and clear the Pathik exam. Her leadership also laid the foundation of the monitoring team at Learngeeta. Didi is a very impactful role model for us, as mentioned in Shloka 3.21 of Bhagavad. Whenever a great man performs and creates standards by it, the whole world follows it. Let us, with the deepest warmth and reverence, invite Shraddha Didi. We humbly request you to grace us with your presence and through the divine resonance of your voice, illuminate our minds and hearts with the nectarine, delightful and profoundly inspiring wisdom of the Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Very nice to see you, Manasvi Didi. Always a pleasure to see you. Am I audible? Can somebody just...
Ji Didi.
Yes, थोड़ा सा sound बढ़ाइए दीदी.
Okay. Thank you, Manasvi Didi. A very warm welcome to this session, all of you. Let us all begin by bowing down to Param Puja Gurudev and Shri Krishna himself, whose blessings we all are here today for learning this very critical chapter from Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Hari Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayana Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ratavarshinim Bhagavati Mashtadasha Dhyayini Amba Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavatveshini. Om Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. Hari Om. Again, a very warm welcome to the session, all of you. Today, we are going to start a very critical chapter from Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, the Karma Yoga, which is very, very relevant to most of us. Okay, I'll try to be a little louder, but I think this is the max that I can do. 1 minute. I'll just see if I can. Give me a second. 1 minute. Yeah. Is it any better? I'll just try to change the audio to this
वैसे आपका आवाज ठीक है दीदी, उनको उनको बोलना पड़ेगा कि आपका इंस्ट्रूमेंट जरा चेक कर लें। आपका म्यूट होगा दीदी।
Didi, we are unable to hear you. Didi, your voice is not audible. No, Didi, still not audible.
Now it should be audible, Didi. Is it better?
Ji, now it's audible.
I just changed the mic. This should be audible now. Okay, let us all begin. Sorry about that audio glitch. Let us all begin with this very enchanting chapter. Today what we are going to start is something extremely relevant to each one of us. It is extremely relevant in the sense something. See, we all know what has happened to Arjun in the last session. We had seen last few sessions. We had been contemplating what was the situation of Arjun in this battlefield. He was so completely confused. He lost the sense of what he has to do, what he is not supposed to do. And he started justifying all the thoughts in a very weird way. He started giving a lecture to Sri Krishna about what are the consequences of battle. As if Sri Krishna wouldn't know, Sri Krishna also is hearing very peacefully. He is listening to everything that Arjun has said. And in the first chapter, Sri Krishna has not said a single word. He has only listened to Arjun and listened with full interest as to what this kid is saying. And the kind of situation that Arjun lands in is in right now. This could be a situation for anybody. We are also continuously in a battlefield, each one of us. We have our own struggles to look after. We all face certain situations where we probably get confused. Or we also lack the courage to face any situation sometimes. This can happen to any one of us, it can happen to anybody. And in such a situation, from that situation, till becoming a confident warrior and winning this battle, Arjun has had a beautiful transition throughout this journey of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And the same transition will come to us when we listen to what Sri Krishna is saying and what he is saying, when we try to understand it properly. And in all this understanding, one of the most critical things that we learn in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā is the Karma Yoga. Karma is something that we do on a daily basis, and how to do that efficiently, that we will be seeing in throughout this chapter. What has happened before this chapter? We saw Arjun was in a very pitiable state. He was completely confused. He was not willing. He was not willing to go ahead, and he was not willing to take up this battle. And in a very low state of mind, he has given up on all the arms, and he sat at the back side of the chariot and saying that this is something I will not be able to do. And after seeing this, initially Shri Krishna has scolded him, Kutasva Kashmalamidam. That all discussion comes in the second chapter. We have not seen that second chapter so far, but it being a very long chapter. And the second chapter it is such that it is giving an index of all the things that are going to come in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. This chapter, second chapter, becomes like a pointer to all the different things that are going to be told in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, and that is why it is a very big, long, comprehensive chapter. And that is the reason we take it in the next level, where we are in a better position to understand the second chapter, and that is why it is taken towards the end of this journey of Learngeeta. So what has happened in the second chapter though? in the second chapter, after miserable try to convince Sri Krishna against this war, Arjun has sat down, and there Sri Krishna says, "What's wrong with you?" And in the process of trying to help him come out of that depression, come out of that depressed state, Shri Krishna initially has scolded Arjun a bit, but very next, what happens to Arjun is he accepts the discipleship of Shri Krishna. He says, "Shishyasteham shadiman tvam prapannam." I am your student. I will follow whatever you are saying. And only when that happens, the gates of knowledge, the gates of love from Sri Krishna open, and Sri Krishna starts telling a beautiful lesson, a beautiful talk about what is it that Arjun should be doing, what is it that is worthy of doing. And he starts his discourse from the 11th chapter of the 11th slok of the second chapter, Ashochananva Shochistam. And he continues, but now at that point of time, Arjun's state is a very confused state. He's trying to listen, he's trying to understand, but at the same time, he finds it difficult to comprehend everything. Shri Krishna has told everything. The way this entire second chapter is distributed is it first starts with the knowledge of Atma and the Sankhya, Atma, and all other things. Then he tells about the Karma Yoga, and then the chapter concludes on a very beautiful note of what are the characteristics of great people who are able to follow this Karma Yoga in their lives, the people who have attained a Siddhi, who have attained a great character, and what are their characteristics that are mentioned in this second chapter towards the end. After listening to all this, Arjun, now see, a teacher will teach, but how much a student can comprehend, it depends on his capacity and also on the pre-notions that the child already has. Whatever we say, even with the children at home, we find this, isn't it? That you tell them something and then a moment they'll say, "Oh, no, but aapne ye bola tha, you had said this," and they get confused. Though what Sri Krishna has said and whatever Sri Krishna has put, there is nothing confusing about these things, but Arjun feels that you are confusing me. You are telling me two things at the same time. And what are those two things at the same time? He gets very confused. He says, at one place you are saying that the Sankhya Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, that getting the knowledge is the most important thing. And on another side, you are telling me that this Karma Yoga is a great thing. You are saying that Jnana Yoga, having knowledge about Atma and all other things is important. You are telling me about Sthita Pragyata. If knowledge is so important, then why you are putting me in this Ghora Karma in this battlefield and making me do this battle? You are confusing me. You are completely unnecessarily want me to go for this battle. If knowledge is a higher thing, then give me knowledge. No, free me from this battle. Let me take sannyas. Let me go in the pursuit of knowledge. Why are you telling me? You are confusing me. And we are at that point of conversation in this Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, where though Shri Krishna has said just one thing, but Arjun feels that these are two different things, and that is why he has got confused. And from this confusion that Arjun has, from this confusion that Arjun has developed in his mind, Sri Krishna, this chapter begins here. So basically, how is this division of the chapter? We all should also know this one thing, that this was a continuous conversation between Arjun and Shri Krishna. This conversation, it was not that the chapters were distributed. Shri Krishna and Arjun didn't start atha prathamo dhyayah, this is what is happening, atha dvitiyo dhyayah, now Arjun will cry. This is not how the Gita has been originally said. This is a continuous conversation between two greatest friends, between a pair of a great teacher and a wonderful student, a most disciplined, most deserving student. And this is a continuous conversation. It's a very long conversation of 700 shlokas. Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. He has simplified everything for us. All the Shastras have been simplified and presented to us by Bhagwan Veda Vyasji in the form of 18 Puranas, 4 Vedas, all the other work of Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. We all are aware of it. Bhagwan Veda Vyasji knew that this is a very important part of the conversation. If I don't make this into chapters, if I don't make it into parts, it is going to be very difficult for people to grasp it. And that is the reason this entire conversation, Bhagwan Veda Vyasji has divided into 18 parts. Each of the part is known as an Adhyay, and each Adhyay has been named as a special type of yoga. And amongst the different yoga, this Karma Yoga has its own distinct identity, its own distinct importance. Why? Because it is most relevant to maximum people on this planet. It is the most relevant one for majority of us. And this Karma Yoga has been spread across 3 different chapters by Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. So the point where Arjun has asked, that you are confusing me, tell me one thing at a time. From that point, Bhagwan Veda Vyasji has started this Tritiyodhyaya named Karma Yoga. What is it that Arjuna is asking? Arjuna Uvacha Jyayasi Chet Karmanaste Mata Buddhir Janardana Tatking Karmani Ghore Mani Jayasi Keshava. What are you doing, hey Krishna, hey Janardana, hey Keshava? In one shlok, calling him by 2 names is itself showing how desperate Arjuna has become. When we have to call somebody, if I have to call you, you have to call your son, daughter. Once you will call, then you call with 2, 3 names. It shows the conviction with which you are saying. With full conviction, what is Arjun saying? Jayasi chet karmanasti mata buddhir janardana. You are, just now you have told that compared to karma, this buddhi yoga, the sankhya yoga, the jnana yoga is more superior. Jayasi means superior. So just now you have said that karma yoga, compared to karma yoga, buddhi yoga is superior. And when you are saying this, that king karmani ghore man, why are you Niyojasi Keshava? Why are you making me? Why are you engaging me in such a ghora karma, in such a terrible karma of this battle? Why are you, when knowledge is more superior, why are you putting me in this ghor, in this terrible action of doing the battle? Further, what he says, व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन बुद्धिं मोहयसीव मे तदेकं वद निश्चित्य येन श्रेयोऽहमाप्नुयाम्. What is he saying here? Vyamishreneva. You are saying 2 different things. This is not right. What he says, this is whatever you are doing, whatever you are saying, it is not right that you are mixing up 2 different things. Vyamishreneva vakyena. You are mixing up 2 different things. Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me. You are confusing me. Here I am already a confused person. I am already confused, so much so that I feel I should leave this Kshatriya dharma. I should leave this Kshatriya dharma and take sannyas. He is confused up to that extent, and there this Shri Krishna is engaging him into and confusing him. Jnana is superior, but you still follow karma yoga. What is wrong with you? Why are you confusing? Buddhi mohaya sivame. You are confusing me. So what you should do? Hey Shri Krishna, tadekam vadanishchitya. Just tell me one thing. That one thing you have to tell me, which will do what? Yena shreyo hamapnuyam. The one which, by which, what will I apnuyam? Apnuyam means what will I will attain. What will I attain? What is it that Arjuna is actually eventually trying to attain? That also we should understand. He says, Shreyo hamapnuyam. Shreya aham amapnuyam. What do I expect? What am I wanting? I want the highest karma. Highest Shreya is the most supreme karma, which will earn you what? Which will earn you punya, which will earn you better liberation. Ultimately, each one of us is, we are also learning Bhagavad Gita. We are also trying to invest our time into learning Bhagavad Gita and the Shastras. Why? Because this is the one which is going to make us what? It is going to liberate us. Ultimate aim is going to be moksha. So this Shreya, what kind of karma we should be doing, what kind of actions we should engage ourselves in the actions which are going to what? Liberate us ultimately. Always, every saint that we see, everybody, what is this action of liberation? Where does this moksha, that moksha is a state where you remain unaffected by anything that is around you. You are completely liberated. The state where the joys and sorrow do not affect us. The things around us do not affect us. When you attain that state, that is the state of moksha. So one belief that many people have is what, that moksha is attained only after death. That is not the case. Moksha can be very much attained while living in this world if we go into a state where we remain unaffected from things around us. Right now, what is our situation? We remain affected by everything that is around us. Every small thing affects us. Every small thing affects our stability, our state of happiness. But moksha is that eternal state of happiness which is not dependent on our external factors. Internally, you are so content that nothing affects you, and it is a state of happiness where you also end up spreading happiness, and you are a continuous state, eternal state of happiness. That is the state of moksha, and that can be attained by living if we are able to bring this karma yoga into practice. And that is the importance of understanding this particular chapter. So this is what even Arjun wants to attain. Shreya is what he is also trying to attain. Superior deeds, superior karma is what he is also trying to attain. And in this, he is requesting to Sri Krishna, just tell me one thing. Don't confuse me so much. You are confusing me by saying Jnana is superior, then you will say this karma is superior. What? Don't confuse me. Why this thing is coming to his mind? Because in the second chapter, you will see Buddhi Yukto Jahatiha Ubhi Sukrit Dushkrute Tasmad Yoga Buddhi Yukto Jahatiha. At one place, he is saying that this buddhi yoga, jnana yoga is superior. Before that, he has said karmanyevadhikaraste, yoga karma sukaushalam. All these things also he has said. So in telling this both different things, Arjun has got confused, but we should understand that basically Shri Krishna is not saying two different things. He has said the same thing, but he has but Arjun has misunderstood as them as two different things, and that is why Sri Krishna very lovingly, see, Sri Krishna could have answered this question in very short. He could have just given a simple answer, but he has given a detailed explanation which lasts up to 3 chapters. He has in detail explained everything. Why? Because he loves Arjun. Why does he love Arjun? That we will see. We will see this in the next shlok. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. What does he say? Shri Krishna is replying to Arjun's queries and says, Shri Bhagavan Vacha. लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां कर्मयोगेन योगिनां. See, such a beautiful thing he has said. Now, before that, first we see Lokesmin Dvividha Nishtha Pura Prokta Maya Nagha. Here, the adjective that Sri Krishna has used for Arjun is what? Anagha. Anagha means what? Anagha means nishpap, sinless, the one who does not have any sins, who doesn't have any malice in his mind, the one who is free from all the sins. Such a beauty. See, Sri Krishna himself calling Arjun Maya Anagha is such a beautiful compliment in itself. When Sri Krishna says that you are Anagha, you are sinless, you don't have any flaws in your mind, you do not have any malice in your mind. And here he also says, and why this Anagha word? Because Shri Krishna is talking about something that is going to follow this discussion is the nishtha. What is following the conversation? He says, Lokesmin Dividha Nishtha Pura Prokta Maya Nagha. Here he says, this is here he is talking about nishtha. So here the word anagha has been used, why, which means nishpap. Calling him nishpap means the person who is nishpap, who is sinless, is the only one who can have some kind of nishtha in his mind. Somebody who has sin in the mind, they cannot have a good faith in their minds. So when he is talking about nishtha, he takes this opportunity to call Arjun Anagha. See, that is the beauty of this, the adjectives that Arjun and Shri Krishna use for each other. So when we try to explore those meanings also, the meaning becomes more clearer to us. He's talking about nishtha, and when talking about nishtha brings up this point that he is anagha. Only somebody who has to who is nishpap, who is sinless, whose mind is free from malice, such a person can understand what Shri Krishna is saying. And because Arjun he is like that, he is capable of understanding all that Shri Krishna is saying. So, what is the basic entrance level that we have to pass to understand Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā is that our consciousness, our insight, our mind should be free from all sins, free from all negativity, free from all thoughts. That when we attain this characteristic of being of Arjun, then we also will be able to understand Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. The doors of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā will eventually open for us also. This is the key to understanding Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And Shri Krishna says, Lokesmin Dvividha Nishtha. Now he could have said there are two opinions, two different thought processes, but he is using the word Nishtha. Means, what is the meaning of this word Nishtha? Nishtha is that faith which gives direction to your life. It is that faith which drives your life. The faith that we all have. See, there is a difference between opinion and faith. Your opinion, it can change with time. Today we are with one political party, tomorrow we are with another political party. Today we think something about somebody. Our opinions can change, but our nishtha, it is not easy to change. Nishtha is the faith that drives your life. And to understand the nishtha more, see how just one small example I'll give of Veer Savarkarji. Now, how is our thought process? Now, when Veer Savarkarji, Veer Savarkarji was jailed. He was in the prison for a long time. When he was in prison, the first moment he saw, he was put in that Andaman Nicobar jail. Now, had we been any one of us, just imagine being jailed, being put in this kind of a prison, what would we feel? Oh, how will I spend my life here? What will happen to the family? Isn't it? This is the first thought that will come to us because our nishtha is with ourselves and with our family. The first thought that Veer Savarkarji had when he was jailed was that, oh, Andaman and Nicobar. Having reached there, the first thought that came to his mind was that this is an excellent place for India to have its naval fort. It is an excellent place to set up a naval junction over here. That is the difference. Why? Because his Rashtranishtha, his faith towards his country was very, very strong. So, Nishtha is something, and we all know what kind of work he has done later. We all know what kind of work our great freedom fighters have done because more than anything is the Rashtranishtha was superior in their minds, was prominent in their mind. So, this is what Nishtha, our faith, does to us. It is that driving force which gives direction to our lives. So, in those in this context, Sri Krishna says there are two prominent things that can happen. What are those prominent things? He says, I have already spoken about it earlier also. Pura Prokta, I have already spoken about this, which are the Jnana Yogena Sankhyana, Karma Yogena Yogina, Jnana Yogena. By the path of knowledge, some people like to go on the path of liberation by following the path of knowledge, by attaining the path of knowledge. Some others will like to do what? They will follow the path of action. Karma yogena yoginan. So different types of actions can be done. So there are different types of people. The same type of knowledge, the same type of principle cannot be applicable to everybody. Just with food, somebody likes sweet, somebody likes sour, somebody likes spicy. Everybody has a different taste. They cannot adjust beyond a certain limit. So just imagine that is such a superficial thing. But for something as firm as nishtha, then it is going to be more difficult for people to follow just one path. And that is why Sri Krishna says there are two different types of path. One is a more action oriented path, which is karma yoga. Another is the knowledge oriented path, which is the Jnana Yoga or the Sankhya Yoga. Now, this thing we see lot of examples. Now, there are some people who just can't read the books, who can't read the scriptures. I also come across some people who says, no, you tell us to do bhajan, kirtan, puja part, what all that we will do, but we can't sit and study scriptures. We cannot sit and read the book. For some people, it is the opposite. How was the condition of Valmiki? When Valmiki realized, when he was not Maharshi Valmiki, when he realized, no, I have to go on a sattvic path. But he was not used to doing this studies. He was not used to doing this jap. How can I focus my mind on the God? What Narad Muni told you, just say Rama Ram. He was not able to say even Ram. That was the pathetic situation for him. Now, what should be done to such a person? Should we leave him? No. There are our scriptures, the might of our scripture is that there is something for everybody. And there, Naraji said, no, you just say Mara, 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 Mara. Mara was easy for him to say. Mara, Mara, Mara. And when he started saying, then gradually this Ram and Nam came out of his mouth, and we know what great Maharshi he has been. So Maharshi Valmiki ji, this is so depending on the interest of a person. Some people will be more action oriented. They cannot sit and do meditation. They cannot sit and read scriptures. For them, karma yoga is the right path. But there are some who can sit and read scriptures for a long time, but you tell them to do the cleaning, you tell them to run a shop, they will not be able to do. They will not be able to do business. Our saints, most of them were very pathetic at businesses because they didn't have that character of being a businessman. They could not, most of them could not, just do that vyavhar, that could not do that business, because of the interest. So these two, but understand that the destination, see, we choose the path in accordance with our nature and in accordance with our interest, but the destination is going to remain the same. So both the paths are going to do what? Both the paths are going to take you to the same place. What is that same place? Following karma yoga or following sankhya yoga is going to take you to the same place, but what is that same place? Shri Krishna explains in the next slok. Na karmana manarambha naishkaryam purushoshmate na cha sanyasana deva siddhim samadhigachyati. This is the place where nakarmana manarambhan. The state that we are talking about is the siddhim samadhigachyati. The siddhi is that state of perfection, where everybody will reach. From the renunciation, from all the spiritual practices, what is that final state that you are going to reach? Na karmana manarambha naishkarmyam purushoshmate. The state of being in a nice karma. What is this state of nice karma? This we will also see again in this chapter later. It is the state of actionlessness, nice karma siddhi. Nice karma siddhi. What is this nice karma siddhi? It is the state where whether you do anything or you don't do anything, it is not going to make any impact. Your karma is not going to become a binding. For understanding this, first we have to also understand what is the current state now. The current state is our actions become what they become a binding on us. Why? Because our actions are driven by a desire. We will gradually see that. But here, what Shri Krishna is saying is, if you are able to attain this nice karma siddhi, this is the moksha. We were talking about moksha some time back. That is freedom from all the pain, freedom from all the problem, is the original crux of everything. Whether you want to go on the jnana yoga, whether you want to go on the karma yoga, basically each one of us wants freedom from this pain, from this sorrow. Why this pain and sorrow are there in the first place? Because we are very, very tightly coupled with our karma. To attain this particular destination, this destination has been described here. This destination is that siddhi where you attain naishkarmya. Naishkarmya is a actionlessness. Now, what is this actionlessness? I'll explain with a small example. Suppose a person has gone on an official tour to some place. Now that work is for around 8 to 9 hours. Say I have to go at a place and work for 8 hours and get this task done. Now some very efficient person goes and that 8 hours task he manages to complete in just 4 or 5 hours. By luck, he didn't need that much 8 hours time, and he manages to complete what in 4 5 hours managed to complete the entire work. Now that task is done, but he has traveled to another city. So he has that free time. Now in that free time of another 4 5 hours. So morning I have reached, I have my flight is at 7 o'clock in the night, but my work is over at 2 o'clock only. Now that extra time I have got in my hand. Now in that time, whether I do more additional office work or we go for shopping or we go for some temple darshan or what I do, sit and just meditate at the place where I'm staying is your own choice. Whatever work you are doing, that will not get counted as an official extra work. That extra time that you are working, that extra effort that you are taking, where what you do, it is not of any, it does not matter at all. That state is that actionlessness, Naishkarma. The sun, he's, he's just present there. Naishkarma, he's just present there. By his presence, all the actions are got done, and he has, without doing anything, everything he has got done. That is actionlessness. All the work that this fellow had to do on his tour, it is done. Now, further actions are not going to have any impact. The work is already done. That is actionlessness. So, when everything is done and you have nothing more left to do, then that state is that Naishkarmya Siddhi. That is the Naishkarmya Siddhi. Once a person attains that Naishkarmya Siddhi, he is free from all the dukkha, from all, he attains this moksha. This moksha is our ultimate destination, where whatever we do, how the state of Ramdas Swamiji was. Now he has attained everything. Whether he does anything or he doesn't do anything, it is not going to make any difference. But still, he continued to work for the betterment of this society. And where is this all going to start? Where is this? This is our final destination. We all agree. But to reach there, what is the starting point? The starting point cannot be actionlessness. By saying that I will not be a part of this war, this is something he is expected to do, but I will not participate in this war, cannot be the starting point of attaining this nice karma siddhi. We all want more, we all want to learn great things, but not starting without learning Bhagavad Gita. It cannot be the action, it cannot be the starting point. Anybody who says that I want to attain moksha. In some birth, I hope I attain liberation. But if we do not start learning Bhagavad Gita as early as possible in our lives, it is not going to get that desired result. Without karma, without this karmanam anarambhat. This anarambhat means by non-performance, by not starting, not doing any work. Not doing any work cannot be a starting point of attaining any liberation. Such an important thing he has mentioned here, that no, you not doing any action cannot be the starting point to attain your ultimate siddhi. So, in explaining this thing further, he says one thing you are saying that you will not do anything, that is itself not possible. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishthatya karma krit कार्यते अवशः कर्म सर्वः प्रकृतिजैर्गुणैः. What is the situation? Shri Krishna explains that nahi kaschit kshanamapi. It is not possible for you to sit without any action even for a minute. Nobody will be able to sit down without doing anything. Means here in our cases it's even more difficult because we all are surrounded by our mobiles. We say we are sitting in solitude and not doing anything. For people in our generation, in this particular time, it is so impossible. Why? Because we are always surrounded by mobile and digital things. But even otherwise, it is not possible for us to sit without doing anything. For the very existence, for the very sustenance of our life, we are going to breathe. Some or the other action is always going to be there. Some or the other action is always going to be a part of our uh, very existence. Hmm? It is not going to happen. Why? Because we are all born out of this Prakriti. Prakriti Jair Gunaihi. Owing to our origin, owing to our Prakriti, because we are born out of Prakriti, we are slaves of the three gunas, owing to our three gunas, owing to the very nature of our existence, we have to be continuously doing something. So we cannot stay without doing anything, not even for a minute. Nahi kashchit kshanamapi. Jatu tishtatya karmakrit. Jatu tishtati akarmakrit. Without performing any actions, you cannot sit. So that is very, very important. Now, karyate yavashak karma, it is definitely, even if somebody decides to be quiet and sit without not doing anything, it is not going to be happening. You are going to think, you are going to breathe, some or the other actions, definitely we are going to do. But still somebody insists that no, I will control I will not do anything. I will see what is the what is the how is the story of being Prakriti Jair Gunahi, being originating from the Prakriti. What are the bindings that we all are in? Try to understand what are the bindings that we get involved in. We will see. So further, Shri Krishna explains that because you are born out of Prakriti, you cannot stay without doing any action. And explaining this, he explains two types of people in the next two shloka. If somebody decides that I will not do anything, for instance, when do we decide that we want to attain moksha, we want to go on the path of sadhana, somebody decides I will start doing for instance, the fasting of Ekadashi. Now Navratri is coming, fasting of Navratri. And for that we decide now, no, I will not eat. So how we control our actions? We are controlling them by controlling our indriya, that is our sense organs. Sri Krishna explains this in the next slok, that there is this first category of people who try to get this nice karma siddhi by controlling their indriya or their sense organs. Karmendriyani sanyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyathan vimudhatma mithyacharasya uchyate. The first thing that they say is controlling the sense organs. But now, how is it really possible? See, Sri Krishna is explained that some people try to control the sense organs. Like now, I have decided to be quiet. Now, but so after some time, we still have the urge to say something. Then people will say, "Give that pen and pencil." No, by symbol language, they'll ask for the pen and paper, write down something. That urge to say something is still there. Now, suppose somebody decides to do the fasting, but fasting in that fasting got thirsty, went to the kitchen, saw such delicacies are made today. Mm, but today I have to fast. No, I will not look at all that. Sit at one position and try to control what karmendriyani. So with karmendriyani, the sense organs with which you do any action, they are your karmendriya. The eyes, the nose, the hands, the sparsha, mouth, these eyes, all these are the karmendriya. By controlling them, we try to control ourselves. But are this karmendriya the real problem of or real cause of the problem? Who is the one who is actually enjoying all this by the means of these actions? Who is the one who is actually enjoying all these subjects? Who is the one by the means of the taste buds, the one who is enjoying the food? It is our mind, it is our manasa. Hmm. So we are Karmendriyani Sanyamya, but Manasa Smaran. By the mind, we are still thinking about what are the things that I'm missing on. Some people are so attached to the food. You tell them that tomorrow we have to do the fasting. The first thing they ask is, "So, what are you cooking today?" So the entire focus still remains on the food only. So by mind, it is the mind which is always enjoying everything. When we see different things, it is movies, Netflix, reels, all these things. It is not the eyes who are enjoying. Eyes are just the means. Who is the one who is actually devouring all those scenes? It is the mind which is devouring it. When we are listening, some people are thrilled by the bhajans, the abhangs, everything. But and some are thrilled with the movie songs. Who is the one who is actually enjoying? It is the mind. So just by controlling this sense organs, but letting loose the mind is not going to do. People who are trying to do for that, what Sri Krishna says, Indriyarthan vimudhatma, by this delusion of controlling your indriya, by this delusion of controlling your sense organs, you are the person is actually just being they are just being a hypocrite. They are just trying to mithyachara is hypocrisy, or trying to do something which you are not being able to successfully do. So it is being hypocrisy. It is a dual type of behavior. In the mind you are enjoying, but outside externally you are showing that you are not enjoying. This is the double standard that people are showing. So this hypocrisy is not advisable. So just don't try to control your indriya. Just don't try to control your external sense organs. Then what should be done? Sri Krishna explains in the next slok. Yastvendriyani manasa niyamya rabate janam कर्मेन्द्रियैः कर्मयोगम् असक्तः स विशिष्यते. So, where are all the actions commencing? With where how we should be niyamya rabatejura? Where should the control start? The control should not be in the indriya, in our sense organs, but the control has to be in the mind. Niyamya rabatejuna. How manasa niyamya? That we have to remember. You don't have to control by the indriya. You don't have to control by the by the karmendriya. You have to control it by what? By your mind. Manasa niyamya. All these sense organs should be controlled by controlling the mind, who is the basic enjoyer of all the things. So this is the very important thing, that uh, they have to be controlled. Now, in the karmendriyaik karma yogam asakta savishishyate. And further, Shri Krishna explains about how that action should be done. We have to do the action, but with a sense of detachment. Asakta means detachment. We are doing something and then we are posting everywhere on the social media. Then because we expect other people to appreciate what we are doing, other people to know, others to show off. It could be any good. There are good reasons also behind show off sometimes. But whatever is the thing, we are expecting some benefits out of our karma. That Sri Krishna says, asakta savishishyate, that asakti should not be there. The real essence lies in what? In continuing your actions through the physical sense organs, but maintaining the control over your mind. So, when the mind is under control, there will be no inclination towards indulging in any other action, isn't it? So, we have to cultivate what? A state of mental detachment and not physical detachment. We should not try to physically distance ourselves from the subjects of interest, but we should mentally detach ourselves from the subjects of our interest. And this has to be done one step at a time. Slowly, we have to do. So, just to recap of what we have seen that we cannot stay without doing any actions. We are bound, we are stuck by our actions. We are very, very bound by our actions. So, what is the way to liberate ourselves? The mind should not be stuck in the actions. Now, Shri Krishna further explains what are the type of actions that should be done. So, he has now, in this last stroke that we saw, 7th stroke, he says that you have to do actions in a particular way of detachment. That way, you will be saved. So, Manasa, Yasvendriyani Manasa Niyamya Rabhate Arjuna. Any action you have to commence how? By controlling your mind. And this the way in this kind of mindset, the actions that will be done, they will be karmendriya karma yogam. Here he starts explaining that this can become a karma yoga if you remain mentally detached from the actions. For that, one by one, Shri Krishna explains very beautiful thing. Niyatang kuru karma tvam karma jyayo ya karmana शरीरयात्रा पिचते न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्म न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः नियतं कुरु कर्मत्वम. You have to do your niyata karma. Niyata karma is the actions that are expected out of you, what you should be doing. Now, before understanding this niyata karma, let us see what are the different types of karma that have been prescribed. Karma, there are lots of, we all know karma, anything that we do, any action that we do. But as per the scriptures, karma is some action that is done without a binding, that doesn't become a binding on us. That is the karma in real sense, that whatever actions we do, that is karma. And there also, there are different categories of this karma. The karma that Shri Krishna is talking about here is what? It is the niyata karma. So, niyata karma is the karma that I am expected to do. What is expected out of me as a student? A student is expected to study. That becomes his niyata karma. Then a doctor is expected to do what? Doctor is expected to take care of his patients. That is his niyata karma. So, what are your duties? What are your responsibilities? That becomes your niyata karma. For a Brahmin, anybody who has undergone the Upanayan sanskar, he should daily do the Sandhya Vandan. That is his niyata karma. Then there is something called naimittik karma. Naimittik karma, the karma which are done on special occasions. Like recently we had this Pitru Paksha. We are in this Pitru Paksha. Now in this Pitru Paksha, we offer Shraddha to our ancestors. This is something done only during this time. It is not done throughout the year. This is not on a daily basis. So this is a naimittik karma. Navratri Puja, done during that particular time. Ganesha Puja, it is Ganesh Chaturthi. We bring the idols home and do the puja. That becomes a naimittik karma. So all these things are on particular occasions that we do. That becomes the naimittik karma, done with a special cause. Then, then our favorite kamya karma. The karma which is done to fulfill some desires. Any action done to fulfill some particular desire. There are some special type of yagya, special type of vrat that are done with an intent in the mind that I should get this some result. Now, when it is done in this way to fulfill some desire, that is also kamya karma. Now, this kamya karma, some people feel that kamya karma is not a good thing to do, but understand that to begin with, this is also good. At least because of that, people are starting to worship. Some people, some children especially, "Oh, we'll get a buddhi, so let us do, we'll get intelligence, so let us do puja of Ganesha to Ganpati Bappa Moria." So much energy the children are filled with, because somewhere they feel that if we pray to Ganpati Bhagwan, then we will be also blessed with the intellect. So initially, to begin with, this is also good. This kamya karma is also good to begin with. But later, we should get detached from all these desires. Then there is a category which should not be done. That is nishiddha karma, the actions which should not be done. Then there is another one, that is prayaschit karma, done to nullify the sins. Done to nullify, if we all are living, and in this in the cycle of karma, some undesirable actions are happening from us, then there has to be a corrective action taken. That corrective action is the prayaschit karma. So this is these are the different types of karma. What Sri Krishna says, that karma jaya hi akarmana. Jaya, again we have seen jayasi chet karmanaste. This word is coming again second time now. The jaya means superior again. So karma jaya, what Sri Krishna is saying, karma jaya hi akarmana. Whenever we feel lazy, just remind yourself of this shloka. What he says is, action is superior than inaction. Being in a state of actionlessness is a karmana, not doing anything. I don't feel like doing, we don't feel like doing, it starts raining, we feel lazy. Sri Krishna says, karma jaya hi akarmana. The action, doing something, is any time superior over inaction. It is not possible to live without doing actions. So, better to do actions which are prescribed by the Vedas. Why? Because sharira yatra pichate na prasiddheda karmanaha. This journey of our body, we have set ourselves from the time of our birth till the time of our when we leave this world. This the journey, is in this vehicle called our body. This body cannot stay without doing any actions. Even your daily survival is impossible without doing any action. So it becomes a very, very imperative part of your life. So we have to do the actions. Now, in these actions also, Sri Krishna has told a very beautiful thing. He gives a very different perspective on the karma, how you should see your karma. We are convinced that we cannot live without doing actions. The actions have to be done in a certain way. There are different types of actions. Among them, we have to continue doing our niyata karma. But while explaining all this, Sri Krishna gives a very beautiful perspective of karma. He says the karma should be done in a way as if it is a yagya, and then starts a very beautiful section of this chapter, where Sri Krishna explains, Yajñarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara. This yagya is the most favorite word of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And when we think of yagya, what do we see? What do we imagine? Fire is lit and some ahuti, some sacrifice, some yahuti is being put into it. And that is how we see the yagya. What Sri Krishna says here, yajñarthat karmanaha anyatra lokoha ayam karma bandhana. Any karma, any action done as if this is my yagya, that does not become a binding on us. But all other actions are binding. What is the difference? What are the bindings of the karma? When again and again I'm saying our karma becomes our binding, our action becomes a binding on us. Why it becomes a binding? For instance, now we are earning. Now we earn some amount of money with which I can afford a particular type of a car. Then I see somebody else's car is much more better. Now I expect that I also want this kind of car. So we earn a little more. We try to earn, but still I'm not able to afford. Then we settle down with a simpler one. But then there is that lingering desire that I want something else. Then that desire for more is going to become what? A cause for our next action. Then the next action, again out of that we buy, then that again we are expecting something out of whatever we are earning. Then we feel I'm doing so much work, but the return is not that much, that I'm not able to support the lifestyle that I want. If when such kind of things will keep on repeating, and with the net of our desires and our expectations from our karma, these simple act like, okay, earning, and this is a different example. Suppose somebody is cooking for their own family, and after cooking very delicious food, people are not appreciating. It hurts somewhere. Ah, so much work we have done and no appreciation. We expect something in return of what we are doing. This is a natural tendency. There is nothing, nobody is talking low about it. But this expectation, this excess, the increase in the desires from what we are getting, even after getting the results of our karma, our desires keep increasing, our expectations keep increasing, all that becomes a binding. And because of this binding, till the end of this life cycle, we keep thinking about these results, and then we are born with again in the same kind of environment to fulfill all those unfulfilled desires. So we will see this in the 8th chapter. You will see how the cycle is. So basically that becomes a binding. However, when the karma is done with a philosophy that this karma is a yagya kriya, then it is not going to become a binding on you. Work done in the spirit of yagya will not be a binding. What is this yagya? Yagya is something done with the spirit of giving, with the spirit of offering. Now, why we should have that spirit of offering? What Shri Krishna is trying to explain here, that we born in this deha, we should be very thankful towards the prakriti that we are born in. We should be thankful to the setup that we are born in. We should be kritagya, we should be thankful, we should have an attitude of gratitude towards everything around us. And that is why this entire world is working as a circle of yagya. We are interdependent on each other, and because we are interdependent on each other, we have to have a feeling of gratitude towards them. We were born and we were brought up in this journey of being brought up. We have gone to different libraries, we have gone to different hospitals, we have gone to different temples, we have enjoyed the facilities of different civil facilities. Whether we agree or not, we should have a sense of gratitude towards them, because these facilities were not built by me for myself. These are built by somebody. The food that we eat, somebody else has taken efforts to grow that food. Now, it depends on our level of integrity and honesty whether we admit it or not. But we are very heavily dependent on others. Nobody is self-sufficient. Nobody can be independent in for their survival. We are dependent on everyone, and we should have an attitude of gratitude that we are getting this from somebody. The hospitals we visit, the libraries we visit, the schools we have attended were not built by us. We have taken these facilities from the society. We have something to give back to the society without expecting any returns. This type of attitude is the yagya. This type of attitude towards work is the yagya. So very beautifully, there is a prayer that we sing in Hindi. It explains this concept of yagya very beautifully by not mentioning the word yagya, but the emotion behind the yagya is very beautifully expressed in this bhajan. मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यहाँ तन किसी का है दिया, जो भी अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया. This body has been given to me by somebody else. Whatever wealth I have, it is being given to somebody, given by somebody else. Further, what the composer says, देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से. How gracefully the giver has given. मेरा है यह कहने वाला, कह उठा अभिमान से. मैं मेरा यह कहने वाला, मन किसी का है दिया. This mind is saying, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. This mind is also being given to us by somebody else. But the one who has given it to us has given it so gracefully that he has kept no rights reserved. He has kept no rights reserved. Lay low, I have given you a body and have kept no rights, and we are saying it is mine, but this mind has also been given to us by somebody else. So beautifully this जो मिला है वह हमेशा पास रह सकता नहीं. कब बिछड़ जाए ये कोई राज कह सकता नहीं. जिंदगानी का खिला मधुवन किसी का है दिया. The all prosperities that we have got, all the prosperity that we have in our life has been is a blessing from somebody else, but we think that it is mine. So मैं नहीं, मेरा नहीं, या तन किसी का है दिया. Nothing belongs to us. For everything we are completely dependent on somebody else. We should have that attitude. This when we are doing any karma, instead of thinking that I am the doer, I am the one who is doing it, this entire karma, when it is when we have this kind of emotions towards things around us, it becomes easier to conceptualize our actions as a yagya. So this is what Shri Krishna is trying to explain. One should try to practice performing work with a view of sacrifice. With a view of sacrifice. This is not mine. I have taken it from somebody. I have to give it to them. Where am I getting the services that are not made by me? I have to give it to some. I am utilizing the services. I am indebted to my country. I am indebted to my nation. I am supposed to give it back. I am indebted to my family. When I am doing something for my family, I should not expect something in return. I am want to be a mother. I am giving something to my children. I am not expecting something. I am doing it because somebody else has done it for me. When we do it with this attitude, it becomes a yagya. So this is not only at the societal level, this is also at an individual level. Most of the example we saw at the society, but as an individual, we are indebted to our parents, to our teachers, to our soldiers also for that matter, who are protecting the country. See the situation across the world, but we are safe in our Bharat. We are indebted to our soldiers. How our Air Force, Army, Navy are protecting us. So we are not alone. We have a very deep association with our surroundings. And Shri Krishna wants us to understand this deep association of the surrounding. The deep association with the surrounding is the very essence of the survival. Yagya. This yagya is our association with the surroundings. And hence we have to morally indebted to everybody. Morally we have to pay off this loan, and what we should do for that, we have to do the action at the which is the form of yagya, and this action should be done in the form of yagya. Next, what Shri Krishna explains is where has this form of this origin of yagya come from? This yagya is not a new concept. This yagya is not a very new thing. Saha yagnya praja srishtva puro vacha prajapatihi अनेन प्रसविष्यध्वम एषवो सृष्टकामधुम. What is the origin of yagya? How should be our perspective of yagya? What is the importance of yagya in our Sanskriti, in our culture, in our legacy? What is the importance of yagya? Giving a brief insight into that, Shri Krishna explains that your karma also can become a yagya, and when your karma becomes your yagya, it becomes a liberation. Why? What is the importance of yagya? We will see in the next two shlokas, which we will see from the next session. With this, I offer this entire discourse at the lotus feet of Param Puja Gurudev, with whose blessings we are getting to explore such beautiful shlokas, such beautiful principles, understand our heritage, our scriptures in a better way. We owe all this to our Param Puja Gurudev. Let us all offer this discourse at the lotus feet of Shri Krishna together. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Gurave Namaha. Thank you so much for the patient listening, all of you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Didi, our gratitude knows no bounds. We are infinitely grateful for your precious time and for enriching us with the profound wisdom of the Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Your words are etched upon our souls. Before moving on towards the question and answer session, I'd like to mention that kindly share the Vivechan link with your family and friends so that they may also receive the unmatched benefits of reading Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And now we transition to the interactive embrace of the question and answer session, wherein each of you, dear seekers, may present your inquiries and receive insightful guidance. As the Mundaka Upanishad reminds us, to know that supreme knowledge, let him approach with sacrificial fuel in hand a guru who is learned in the Vedas and steadfastly established in Brahman. We shall begin with Kamala Didi. Kindly unmute Didi.
It is so mesmerizing to see Manasvi Didi. I could not resist myself appreciating you. Lots of blessings.
No problem. Sorry दीदी.
जय श्री
दीदी
कृष्ण
मैं हिंदी में पूछूंगी
हाँ
दीदी.
पूछिए दीदी बिल्कुल
हाँ,
मैं उत्तर
मेरे
में
को
इंग्लिश में दूंगी
आपका जो एक्सप्लेनेशन है वो एक्सीलेंट था. इसके लिए मैं आपको बहुत बहुत नमन करती हूँ.
गुरुदेव
और
की कृपा है
मेरा क्वेश्चन है नियत कर्म और निमित्त कर्म और निषिद्ध कर्म, इसमें क्या डिफरेंस है और क्या ये निमित्त कर्म को हम विहित कर्म कह सकते हैं?
नहीं निमित्त कर्म नहीं नैमित्तिक कर्म है वो. नियत कर्म मतलब वॉट एवर इज अवर ड्यूटी विच वी शुड डू. आपकी अनुमति हो तो मैं पहले इंग्लिश में बोल देती हूँ फिर हिंदी में आपके लिए चाहे बोल सकती हूँ. तो नियत कर्म इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज. नैमित्तिक इज समथिंग वी डू ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर ओकेजन. जैसे श्राद्ध कर्म रोज करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है, वो डेली का काम नहीं, वो नैमित्तिक है. तो और निश्चित का मतलब जो करना नहीं चाहिए. निश्चित नैमित्तिक नैमित्तिक कर नैमित्तिक निमित्त कर नैमित्तिक हो जाता है.
तो उसको हिंदी में विहित कर्म भी कह सकते हैं क्या?
हाँ
विहित कर्म.
नो विहित कर्म इज अ वेरी superset of नियत कर्म. विहित कर्म is something that you are supposed to be doing. It is a very big superset. Niyat karma is a subset of vihit karma. And then naimittik karma is the karma which is done for a specific occasion. Kuch karan. Then nishiddha karma. Nishiddha is something which we should not do. जो कर्म चोरी नहीं करनी चाहिए, असत्य, speaking lies,
not desirable,
theft,
not desirable,
robbery, all these things should not be done. That becomes nishiddha karma. Because of the lack of time, I missed in the hurry I missed giving examples of nishiddha karma, things that we should not do. That is nishiddha karma.
जी धन्यवाद दीदी, बहुत बहुत
धन्यवाद.
अर्चना दीदी.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna.
I should tell it was so enchanting listening to you. I was totally mesmerized listening. So just one question. How much, as common people, we all have desires. So is it okay to have desires, and how much desires are okay?
This is a very nice question. We should have desires or not, we should absolutely have desires. Without having desires, nothing can be sorted. Like our great, when we are talking about freedom fighters, people like Vivekananda ji, he had the desire that the message of his Gurudev should be spread across the world. Savarkar ji, Tilak ji, they had desires, and that is why our country could be free. As a parent, when we have a desire that my child should get best sanskar, then only we will work in that desire. But what kind of desire we should have, that is the important thing. Desires are very important. Desire is known as what? Kama in Sanskrit. Kama, Shri Krishna says that Kama is my form. he has given his own vibhuti to come to the world. So desires are very important, but at the same time, they should be good desires. They should be sattvic desires driven by sattva, and they should be for the larger benefit. So that is how the desire should be. But we should have desires. Desire is very, very critical. But eventually, as we go towards the end of this life cycle, eventually we should be able to free ourselves from the desire. When we are younger, we should feel how मुझे nation के लिए कुछ करना है. We have to do something for our Rashtra, for our we want to earn a lot of money so we can support different causes. We have all these desires are very much required. We desire for supporting our family. But gradually as we age, we should also know where to retire from these desires. So we should not be very tightly coupled. Depending on which phase of life we are in, our desires should be shaped accordingly.
Thank you. Thank you.
R. Kalavar Bhaiyaji, I hope I've pronounced your name correctly.
Yeah, correctly. I have got one question from the earlier Adhyaya, that Viyoga, this one, Vishada Yoga Adhyaya. Arjuna is so much disturbed in the mind that he doesn't want to do the war and meet the people of his own relations and all that. But he is describing his imaginations or what? That Varna Sankar and we will go to Narak if Jati Dharma and this one is destroyed. Then is it all his imaginations?
No, it is
What
not
happens?
imagination.
What happens after the war? Did it happen? Varna Sankar was happened after the Mahabharat war, or it is just was his imagination?
See, it is not the imagination. Whatever he is saying is a very general rule of any war. Not only at that, if you have heard the previous the session that I did on the first chapter, that time also I mentioned this, that if you see even now in Kali Yuga, if you see the countries which are at war for a very, very long time, in such a war, there is lot of such Varna Sankar, all these things, we will see them happening. For any country which is at a war from over a decade or couple of years, you will see all these things actually happening. So these are general things about the war. This is very much going to happen. Now with the Mahabharata also, this could not happen because all the Pandavas were alive. All the Pandavas were very much alive, and they established a kingdom which was not only prosperous but also a kingdom which was on the path of the Dharma. We also know that the legacy of Pandavas was carried forward by Parikshit. So, for quite some time, till the Kali Yuga entered, till the Kali influenced Parikshit and all that happened, till that time we see all the good things because they were people, the right people were in power to establish Dharma. So it is not the consequences of the war can be controlled if the right people are at power. But this whatever he has said is a generic principle. At that moment, Arjuna also doesn't know whether he is going to win the war or not. He doesn't know whether all his brothers are going to survive or not, because it is a matter of life and death, this war. But in the 11th chapter, you see, when he has seen the future, I am telling a small peep into the 11th chapter where he sees Vishwarupa, he is actually seeing all the Kauravas entering. Somewhere that assurance has also come.
Yes.
So that is a different matter, but the point is what he is saying is not imaginary. It is very true, and not only in that era, even in this era. You see the countries now, I cannot name them from this platform, but if you look at the global situation around us, the places where wars go on for a long time, you will see this kind of social imbalance happening everywhere. So it is not imaginary.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna, Pranam.
I hope there are no more queries by the sadhakas. Okay. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Didi for patiently and insightfully addressing the blossoms of our queries. As an offering of our deepest gratitude to Bhagavan, we now move towards the prayer. It is with heartfelt pleasure that I cordially invite Chiranjeev Sharma Bhaiya ji from Rajasthan. Bhaiya ji joined Gita Pariwar in July 2024 and serves with devotion as a technical assistant. Bhaiya ji, with the sweetness of your voice, please offer our heartfelt prayers at the lotus feet of Bhagavan, a final garland woven with devotion. Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya ji.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी।
Jai Shri
योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। ओम श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु। जय श्री कृष्ण सभी को।
Bhaiya ji, your beautiful prayer has resonated deeply within the chambers of our being. Thank you. Finally, with hearts brimming with respect, let us acknowledge and thank the hidden architects of this gathering, our dedicated organizers, our invaluable technical assistant Kailash Borawake Bhaiya ji, our most honorable Vivechak Shraddha ji Raodeo Didi, and each and every one of you, the inquisitive seers of truth whose presence this assembly luminous. Let us conclude by remembering the divine instruction of Bhagavan in Shloka 18.65. Fix your mind on me, be devoted to me, worship me and bow down to me. You will come to me and this is my promise to you, for you are my beloved. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna. And now let us collectively uplift our voices in the sacred verses of Shri Hanuman Chalisa, letting its power fill the space, hallowing this sacred confluence with the grace and blessings of Lord Hanuman.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सह सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्योता ही मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
Thank you very much for attending today's Vivechan session. We shall meet in the next Vivechan session. Till then, Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Manasvi Didi, for the graceful anchoring.